Hi guys, welcome back to another video at Trader's Journey. Today I wanted to actually show you guys a full walkthrough of Tastyworks and give you guys a full tutorial on how to use it when trading options. Now, I have reviewed some of these tutorials and walkthroughs across YouTube and over the internet. I don't feel they're that useful for most of the audience, so I thought I'd create one myself to hopefully help you guys in managing the process and help you just look at all the different tools which are available on Tastyworks and just walk you through that and see if I can add some value and help you guys out if you're new to Tastyworks. Now, just before I do get into that, just to explain just some background of Tastyworks as a platform and the founders of Tastyworks. Now, I have mentioned in my previous videos that the founders of Tastyworks have been involved in so many previous trading platforms, some successful, some not so successful. So the founders of Tastyworks have come with so much knowledge and experience of trading in general, and they've managed to create something which I feel is extremely user friendly and easy to use, and especially good for options traders. Now, you can see here, this is as soon as you sign into the platform, this is the screen that you're presented with. Now, Tastyworks is available as a mobile version. You've got a desktop version, and you've actually got a version which you can sign in through a internet sort of application such as Google Chrome, Safari, Internet Explorer. So there's about 2 or 3 options you have in order to trade using Tastyworks. I myself use a combination of the desktop platform application and the mobile application. The mobile application is pretty easy to use as well, but I'll be talking you through the actual desktop platform today. If anyone wants to see the mobile version, just let me know in the comment section below, and I'll hopefully be able to produce that as well and walk you through that application for mobile phones, for Android as well as iPhone. They both work in the same way, so I'll try and create one if anyone is interested in that. So yeah, I guess let's get straight into this. If anyone does use another platform, let me know in the comment section below, and if you guys need any other tutorials. This is my main platform which I use to do my daily options trading, and I think it's fantastic, and I would highly recommend this. One of the biggest advantages of using Tastyworks, in my opinion, is that it's very quick in filling orders. So if you're using any other platform and are having issues with it crashing or with slow fill times, with opening orders and things like that, I think Tastyworks is fantastic for that. So especially for beginners, I think Tastyworks is one of the best platforms to start on. So let's get straight into this, guys. Sorry for delaying the introduction. So as you can see here, let's start on the left. You'll see you can create lists and watch lists. I think this is particularly useful for beginners who trade small cap stocks or trade certain types of stocks. You can create your own watch list and move between each of them. So just as an example, if you were to click on your presets, there are presets which people have created. I tend not to use that because they're very specific to certain types of traders. So I've created a new list. If you click on new list, this is my list which has come up, these are the stocks I generally trade. Some of them aren't actually on there because I haven't amended it, but what you can do is towards the bottom of this left screen, you can click add symbol. So you can type in any symbol as you wish, for instance Apple, and you can click on that stock, and then you can click the plus sign here and it adds it to your watch list. I think it's fantastic and easy to access all the stocks in which you usually trade. You can add as many of these as you want, but as you've probably, if anyone's familiar with my previous videos, I try and condense it to only a few stocks which I trade regularly. So yeah, further on the left here, you can see on the bottom far left, it shows the time and the date, which is useful if anyone's trying to track opening and closing times of the market, which is great. You've got market red, quotes green, connected. So I think it's important to just make sure you are connected. If you're having Wi-Fi issues, it's good to look there towards the bottom left just to make sure you are connected to the platform and everything's working as it should. So I think it's really great to have, as I said, your watch list there, and it's good to create your own watch list and put all the stocks which you regularly trade into that watch list, and you can create as many watch lists as you want. There's no sort of restriction to that. One of the things that I find useful is sometimes I've only, on a particular day, I've only sort of traded a couple of, or 3 or 4 stocks, and you just want to see the positions which you've opened. You can simply click positions here, and it will show you the change in the stock price, or contract price rather, and it will just break down the list of the options in which or the positions in which you've opened and that haven't as closed as yet, which I think is really good. Another thing here is you can actually see recent symbols which you've traded. Everything's very user friendly here for just checking the stocks and checking the prices. So that is what I keep on the far left, and that is the default position of Tastyworks. Is on the far left you'll have your watch list. Now moving on towards the middle of the platform, you will see at the top you can have here, it says SPY. I've actually searched SPY there. You can search any stock you wish using this search field here. For instance, if I wanted to search Apple, I can click that, and there we go. It will come up with a stock. It will show you towards the top the IV rank, the last size of an order, the change in the price of that particular contract, show you the bid price and the ask price, and volume going through. I don't tend to look so much at these figures here. I'll go into further detail as to what exactly I look at. So when you've searched a particular stock you're hoping to trade, you can search it there, and you can, if you wanted to open a trade, for instance, you can click on the trade tab here on the left, and what you'll be presented with is this. Now this is the curve. This is the way of looking at a contract price using a curve, but I tend to always use the table. I think it's a matter of preference. Whatever you can, some people like to trade visually and like to see that visually on a curve, which is completely fine. But I myself, I like the table version, and I think it's really easy to look through all the contracts and all the different dates, and it's very easy to go through. But you get presented with so many different ways of looking at different trading positions, and I think as you go throughout the tabs, it just creates it gets more complex. And I think if you aren't used to this platform and you're a beginner, which this tutorial is for, I would highly recommend just sticking to the table. It's just the easiest and most effective way in trading, and it doesn't take long to get used to it, so I would recommend using the table trade mode. So for instance, if you were trading Apple and you were looking at a contract expiration date of September 11th, you can simply click on September 11th and you will be presented with all the different contracts you could purchase by strike price. So right down the middle, guys, it is the strike price, and right now Apple is trading at around $120 US. So you can go down this strike price list and you can pick different contracts you are wishing to trade. Now I think this is really a really easy way to just pick a contract you want to buy. And what's useful is on your left you'll have all your call contracts, and on your right you'll have all your put contracts. It's labeled that on the top of the actual drop down, so you can see here calls and you can see here is puts. So if you want to place a contract purchase for puts, you would go to the right. If you want to place an order for a call contract, you would stick to the left. So what's also useful to know is at the top you can see volume, delta, bid and ask. Now this is what I have specifically sort of programmed my settings to show as this, but you can actually change that and actually put any sort of different indicators you wish to see on there, such as gamma, Vega, any sort of indicator, volume, implied volatility. You can actually pick what you would like to see. So in order to change that, you would need to go here to the top right. If you can see, there's a settings icon. You click on settings and you can change the way it is displayed. And what you would simply do is you would go to options. You would go to trade and you click on display. Let me just find it's one of these. Here it is. So you go on positions and sorry, no, this is actually something else. Sorry about that, guys. Let me just see where that would show. Apologies guys. So if you would like to change the column headings to provide you with different information, you would simply click on the actual header of the column. So for instance, volume, if you want to see something different like implied volatility, you simply click on that. So you can change and alter these as much as you want to make it useful for you to place the most effective trades. You can change delta to theta, you can change theta to gamma, you can change it to exactly what you would like to see, which influences most of your trades. So I think this is really useful, especially for any beginners out there. You don't want to see so many indicators when placing your trades. You just want to stick to the main ones which you look at. And for me, that is volume and that is delta. I will go through in a separate tutorial exactly what all of these are if anyone's interested in that. So don't be afraid to ask if anyone's confused on exactly what any of these indicators mean. I will create a separate video on that for you guys to hopefully help you in understanding what they mean. So moving on guys, you will have your bid and ask price. I always keep those as they are. I don't even think you can change those. They will always remain constant. You can only change these two columns. So I mean, generally when placing an order, for instance, if I wanted to play a call contract for the strike price of 121.25, I would simply click on ask. Now that is extremely key when placing an order. You would always, when you're looking to buy a contract, you would always click on ask. So generally I would always click on ask, and I generally go straight down the middle when purchasing contracts. So in terms of the difference between the bid price and the ask price, I would usually click down and I'd be right in the middle between the bid and the ask price. Generally that's what I do, and that order type is classed as a limit order type, which you can see here on the bottom right. You have different types of orders which you can place, such as a market order, a stop market, a stop limit. Generally when I'm day trading and placing my orders, I always stick to a limit order. When you select a market order, that is something I would mostly recommend people to stay away from. The only times when I would use a market order here on the bottom is when I am chasing, if a price is looking to make a huge move and it's moving fairly quickly. Sometimes the only way to catch it is by placing a market order, and that's how your orders get filled quickly. So generally I stay away from market orders, but that is the only instance when I would use a market order, is when the price is running quickly and you're looking to catch it. In all other scenarios, I will be using a limit order, and I will select the price of the contract between, it would be exactly the mid price between the bid and the ask price. So I hope that helps you guys out. Other things, once you've selected a contract and clicked on the ask price, you can amend the quantity of contracts you want to buy by using this left icon and the right icon here on quantity, and you can actually amend the strike price here. Generally I wouldn't even bother with this. If I'm looking to place a different contract, I would just click clear and click on another contract price with a different strike price. So very easy and very, I hope that makes sense to most of you guys. If any of you got questions on this specific part, just feel free to leave that in the comments section below. Once you've selected your contract price and the correct strike price and a correct price of the contracts in which you want to place your order, you would just review quickly everything across here, the order in which you're buying, the limit order and everything else, and you would simply click review and send. Now once you click review and send, it won't complete the order straight away. You will now be presented with a confirmation screen as so. Once you get this screen, you can just quickly review everything which you're doing and the order in which you're purchasing, contract in which you're purchasing. You can go over the actual option contract you're looking to buy. You can go over the price, the trade cost, and just remember guys, if anyone's new and new to trading, your trade price will always be 10 times what you see on the initial screen. And the reason for that is every contract is worth 100 shares. So you would simply times that by 100, and that's how you get to 305. So as you can remember, the ask price was $3.10. You would times up by 10, and that's how you get to your $305. Once you select send order, you will get a screen that pops up and says order is working. Now, if the order gets filled straight away, you'll get a working screen followed by a filled screen. Now, in order to see that, if at this point you're not happy with the order, you can simply click clear order here at the bottom left. If you want to change anything, you can click edit order. So we're going to click clear order to get out of this. Now, if you want to see a order working and you want to see if it's been filled or not, you can click on positions just above the trade tab. You click on positions and you will see the icon of the stock you're trading come up. And as you click on the actual stock, you'll be able to see an order here, and it will say working in large letters. If the order has already been filled, it will show like so. Which is great. But like I said, Tastyworks is one of the fastest fill times I've ever experienced. So you will more often than not, you won't even see the working tab. You'll just see a filled order. Which is great. So I mean, as a beginner, these are the two sort of screens you want to be looking at. This table trade screen where you're placing your orders and managing your positions. So I hope that makes sense to most of you guys. Now, just going into, say you've placed an order and now you're happy with the profit percentage, you're happy with the profit you've made, and you're wishing to close the order. What you would simply do is click on the stock in which you're looking to close. You would right click and you can click close position. Once you click close position, it will flick you back to this trade tab, and it will have the screen in which we had when we were purchasing the order, but in this case we're selling the contract. So you would just simply click review, fill and review like we did when purchasing the order, and it will go off and sell the contract. If, for instance, what I usually do when I'm day trading, this is very good for risk management and anyone looking to manage their risk, which I would recommend every trader does. If you're managing your risk, you can actually have an auto close position. So for instance, you could send off, if you're happy with 50% profit, or close position if you're like so 20%, you could, if you're happy with a 20% profit, you can automatically set it to close the order once it hits that profit. So I think that's excellent, and I think it's great to use that to manage the risk. Once it hits a profit percentage you're happy with, it will automatically sell the order. Now, a lot of people are probably asking, well, how do you manage the risk side in terms of losing money? So what you can do is, when you're placing an order, for instance, let's go back to placing a trade, for instance, with Facebook. So if you wanted to place a 285 call contract, you click on the ask like we covered previously. You go through to the mid. Now, instead of clicking a limit order, you would click a stop limit. So the limit price is what you would generally be happy to, or whatever's aligned with your risk management. So once it hits that stop, it will sell your order. So I think that's very useful to have. So if anyone's new and afraid of losing money and wants to stick to their risk management, then it helps to set a different type of order type, which is a stop limit. But what I would say, guys, as well, I mean, always stick, generally what I did, and I wouldn't really recommend this, but what I have done myself is set a mental loss. Now, the way you manage that is, if you click on your positions tab again, I have set my settings to show a P&L open percentage. So as soon as this drops to 10% or whatever your risk management is, you could click, you could know if it's, say for instance, your risk strategy is to lose only 10% of your account. Once this hits 10%, you can manage your risk just from looking at your positions and constantly just keeping up to date with what your positions are and whether you're above the percentage of your risk strategy. I guess once it hits it, you can then click it and close your position if it's hit your mental stop loss. Most traders I know do that, and I think it's also a good way. But as long as you're strict with yourself and you're managing your risk side, is great. And I think, like I said, from a profit point of view, you can set your close profit percentage. Once it hits that percentage, it will automatically go off to sell the order, which I think is absolutely great and a very easy way to trade. Now, one thing on the positions tab, which we're looking at here, which is really useful, is I have set my settings to show P&L for the day, P&L percentage, and IV rank and dividend dates, etc. What you can do is, if you were to click on the settings icon to the far right, you can manage and change your displayed position settings here. So you can see that I've got P&L day displayed, P&L change, days to expiration of my contract, IV rank, ex-dividend date, P&L date with percentage bar. I think it's great. This I try and keep it as simple as possible so it doesn't overcomplicate things, but feel free to add as many of these as you want to your positions tab, just so you can manage your risk and manage your profit percentages. And in this sort of settings page, you can alter so many things, your position detail, your header detail, so many things that you can change on this platform to suit you best. I think that's great. So there's so many other things you can alter here, but I tend to try and keep it as simple as possible, especially for beginners. You don't want to be overcomplicating things as much. Now, if you have got potentially, say you're trading smaller cap stocks, but you're looking to buy generally trade more than one quantity of contracts, you can amend the default position to as many as you want. I keep it as one because I generally trade one contract per trade, but if you're obviously have more capital and you're looking to buy more contracts or whatever it might be, you can change your default position here. So I hope that makes sense. But guys, this is the most you need in order to use Tastyworks. Some people make it overcomplicated and overcomplex, but I think this is the bare minimum, and you don't need more than this to begin trading with Tastyworks. As you've noticed, guys, from my previous videos on charting, charting is just as important as using the platform, and even more so important than using the platform. The platform, I would say, is the most easiest part of trading. Technical analysis, charting, and using your indicators and using all the different resources available to you to make good trades, that is the more difficult part of trading. Psychology and risk management is also a very important part of trading. So the platform, it takes about a week to 2 weeks to get used to this platform. It's very, very easy to use. The Tastyworks team at their help desk are extremely helpful. So if you guys have any questions as well that maybe I can't answer or maybe I can't help with, the Tastyworks help desk are extremely helpful. And I know there's been issues with the Thinkorswim platform recently where a lot of users have been complaining about the platform crashing, and I know Tastyworks are getting a huge influx of users, so this is going to slow down the sort of application process. But for me, when I applied at Tastyworks, it was less than a week and the account got approved and I funded it, and it was excellent. So one of the other tabs I just wanted to mention before we close up here, guys, is the activity tab. I generally don't look at it unless I'm filling in my trading journal. It will show you all the trades you've placed, and I think it's extremely useful just to journal all your trades and understand how well you performed in the day or weeks or months. So extremely important to use the activity tab if you're using it to fill in your trading journal. Some of the other things, guys, towards the top, I have obviously for obvious reasons blocked it out, but you will have your account at the top, the balance of net liquidity, P&L, and how much BP you've got left to trade in the day, today's trades, day trade counter, and you can also see that across the top. And I think that's useful to see as well, because sometimes you want to know how well you're performing in the day. Have you reached your profit target? Have you hit a loss target that you should stop trading with? So that's all useful to see towards the top. I must admit, guys, all the other things which you see here, for instance, I don't use the chart at all on Tastyworks. That is probably one criticism, or the only criticism I have of Tastyworks, is the charting system. When you compare it to the likes of Thinkorswim, TOS and all the other platforms. I think their charting is much more accessible and a lot more user friendly and a lot more helpful to place trades. I think the charting on Tastyworks isn't as great, so which is why I don't use it. So feel free to use it. I think if you haven't got any other choice, then maybe it is a good option for you. But for me, with charting, I stick to TradingView, and I've done a full tutorial of how I chart on my previous videos. So yeah, that's that. And then all the other icons here, history, follow. I think following is quite useful, but I tend to stay away from it because it takes you away from your own trading strategy, and you tend to maybe make mistakes and follow people too closely. But I think it's useful to see the founders of Tastyworks and how they trade and what trades they've made. It's pretty cool to see that as well. So you kind of follow people on here and see how they trade. So I think that's pretty cool. There's only obviously a small group of them, but most of them are the founders and creators of Tastyworks and influential people who use the platform. So I mean, this is really it, guys. This sums up what Tastyworks is. A really good platform, and as you can tell, there's nothing complex about it. I think if you want to make more use of it and look into trying using the curve, just mess around with it, see what works best for you, and if you've got any questions, leave that in the comment section below, and I will be happy to get back to every single one of you. But I think it's one of the most user-friendly platforms out there, and if anyone has any specific questions of the platform, feel free to ask myself or even reach out to the Tastyworks help desk team. I do know they have some incentives of opening accounts, so definitely check in with their website, and that is really useful. If you want to get the application for your phone, just check on your app store on the iPhone or the Google App Store, and you will see Tastyworks is available on both of those mobile devices, so they will be extremely helpful to use. If anyone wants to see a tutorial of that, feel free to let me know in the comment section below, and I will do my best to create that tutorial. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you are new to this channel, or you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the subscribe button. Follow me on my Instagram, which is traderjourney_official, and I will be uploading some information there to help you guys in your trading journey. If anyone requires any specific tutorials or any help with options trading, again, please leave it in the comment section below, and I will look to make a video or a tutorial on that as soon as possible. So thanks very much for watching today, guys. I will catch you all on the next video. Thanks very much. Take care. Goodbye.